All right, I think we're live. I believe we're live. In fact, Ronay, check your Facebook. Let's see if you're seeing if I'm live. If we're
It seems
live,
like
we're
we're
ready to
live.
go.
It
Yeah.
seems like we're live.
Okay, we are live on Facebook here, ladies and gentlemen. I have brought my amazing friend Ronay here, Ronai Brummett. Her and I have been working together for a while, and what I wanted to do is a series of videos to kind of show examples of how understanding strengths can improve your life and business. What we're trying to do here is show, right, all the stuff that we've been doing for years, like actually put this out front and center. A lot of times when I'm promoting my stuff, I just talk about it, and then when you get in, you see, oh, there's all these people getting results. And what I want to do is change that. And that's the purpose of me having Ronay here. I've got a list of about another 15 or 20 people over the next couple of months to bring them on, just to help you see exactly how you can take this skill, improve your life and business. And what I mean is your health, right? Mental, spiritual, physical, your relationships, your marriages, your relationship with kids, your children, siblings, parents, work coworkers, and business partners, everything, and of course, putting money into your bank account. So, Ronay, thank you for hanging out with me again and
Oh my
sharing this stuff.
gosh. Anytime I get to hang out with you is always amazing. So yes, thank you.
All right,
Um,
well, we're gonna have some fun. First, we just got back from Faith Over Fear, right? Did you recognize? I mean, obviously, this is an amazing event. I've talked about it a lot. You've talked about it a lot on your Facebook. But what was the core? Like, where did strengths fit in to that event from your perspective? Just, I kind of want to hit you with a question you weren't
gosh.
ready for. Just kind of get us
Yeah,
warmed
this
up.
one I was not ready for. Me knowing who I am
Mhm.
at my core, what my strengths are, helped me to connect better with other people. Actually, helped me to connect better with God and be able to listen and hear his voice, which was awesome. And we have some fun stuff that we're not going to talk about now that we will be creating that will help others do the same. So it was phenomenal. The other thing is being able to look at other people, people who are up on stage and going, oh, I recognize the woo in them, or I recognize the positivity, I recognize the arranger. Like you and I actually sat and kind of were like, okay, what do you think that this person has a couple
Yeah,
different times as they were talking? And we were able to like you mostly were able to just like nail it. But I was able to also recognize those. I'm like, yeah, I totally see that in this person. So that's really fun when you start recognizing other people's strengths and you can edify them for being fully in their strengths, right? Some of those people that sometimes drive you nuts, you're like, what is it that's going on there? That person has high
yeah.
responsibility. Like it's something that's or analytical. Somebody who's highly analytical is my 34. And so having somebody who's like sitting there and like going through it and I'm like, what is bugging me? Analytical. Okay, they're living in their strengths. It's all good. Let them do their thing.
Yeah. What I love about this conversation we're having right now, it's when you understand strengths, you're looking for strengths in others.
Yes.
It becomes a natural thing you do. You look for strengths in others. And then what you're talking about is especially in those that are triggering us, right? Or even upsetting us, or maybe saying things that maybe we don't understand or even agree with. And so what it does is it causes us to try to see the good in everyone.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Positivity number three for me. But positivity is also super judgy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I recognize that I am triggered by this person because they're just fully living in their strengths. And it's usually something that I'm like, oh, that's very heavy for me, but for them, they're just lighting up. They're
Yeah.
excited. Like, yeah, so cool.
So for those of you that are watching here on Facebook, how for those of you that have been doing this for a while too, we're going to break down Ronay's strengths here in a few minutes to help you all understand how strengths works. But how has your knowledge of strengths helped you see people better? And the big takeaway for me from the event when it comes to strengths is a fabulous, like amazing way to see how God sees us, what He has equipped us with in order to deliver His message to edify his glory and those things. What I think I love about talking about strengths with this Faith Over Fear event was everybody on that stage and everybody that I interacted with. I'm like you said, we're just looking at their strengths. Like there was this one amazing gal that we sat next to, and were able to sniff out Maximizer, right?
Yeah.
Maximizer in her was so clear. And with someone else at dinner, competition was so clear. And with someone else at dinner, someone's belief strength was so clear,
Yeah.
right? And it was fun. And what I love about this is that they actually appreciated being seen. And for us, what we get to do is we get to help people see what we see with strengths, which is our like filter or our version of what the way God sees them. How
Yeah.
amazing is that, right?
And so often when we would start to like break it down, people would be apologetic. And we're like, no, 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 like you are fully living in your strength. And then we would show them why it was so cool versus something they've had to apologize their whole life. Like I was talking with one woman, she was amazing. And she's like, yeah, I'm just too much for people, right? Like I'm like, I get that. I get that. And her activator, activator number five, like I get that, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, no, you are not too much. You are just the amount of right for the right people. And if
Yeah.
you're too much
Oh,
for
yeah.
somebody, that's not your people.
Just before, because we're going to break down your strengths, and I want people to hear how strengths has helped you. But there was one quote I never want to forget. And it was said from a woman on the stage that you and I and all of us all agree totally has activator as a high strength. She said, I'm a blessing. And I want to make sure I'm getting this words right. So tell me if I get it wrong. She said, I'm a blessing when I leave or when I come in.
I'm a
I think
blessing to everyone. Sometimes it's when I enter the room, and sometimes it's when I leave.
that's it. There you go. Perfect. That was beautiful. So write that down, y'all. That was like the perfect way of explaining activator. I never want to
It's my
forget it.
new
It was so
motto.
beautiful.
It's my new motto. I'm like, yep, I'm a blessing to everyone. Sometimes it's when I enter the room, sometimes it's when I leave.
Okay, so let's talk about you. What I want to do is kind of feature you here, but really, I kind of want to feature your stories. If you could share one or two ways that this skill that you've developed in understanding strengths the way you've been, how it's created some measurable results in either your health, your relationships, your income, or all three. What are a couple of examples, and then let's break down your strengths to talk about how you do that.
So to do this, I was thinking about this. I need to go back just a little bit. Like I got my
Yeah,
strengths back in, I don't know, like 2017, I think. And I looked
yeah.
at it and I was like, oh, I'm good with these top five things. I don't have to worry about anything else.
Mhm.
And building a team in my business and doing everything and for several years, um, I didn't understand strengths until I heard you speak. You had this 2 hour window at this leadership retreat. And
Mhm.
I was like, whoa, I have never heard strengths like that. What is this? This is what I want to know. And you had I bought your book, which gave me a free class. And I went to that class and you're like, and by the way, I don't know, we're like doing this 3.5 class because somebody was able to register and we need to put it together and we're starting like tomorrow. Activator number five. I jumped in. I was like, okay. I was we're in the process. We're remodeling three houses, selling one, buying one. Like it was insane. It was an insane time. It was an insane training. But from there, I learned to love myself. I went to that event where I heard you speak. I was empty. Like I was an empty vessel. I was like, I just need something because I am so drained. Relationship builder, right? Relationship builders give and give and give. And believe me, I get plenty from doing that. But I would, at that point in my life, I was empty. I did not like who I was. Even though I was all smiles, I was all, everything's great. I didn't like myself. And I came out of your coaching fully loving myself and appreciating me for who I am. And from there, it improved my marriage because I was able to understand my husband and understand that I had been talking to him the wrong way for 27 years. The last 3 years of our marriage has been the most amazing. We've communicated more. We've been more loving and connected with each other. And Eddie, that's all because you did your thing and you edified strengths. So you want to talk about measurables? I have so many. I did not go into this to be a coach, right? I was just
Yeah.
like, what I need to know this for myself. And then I couldn't stop sharing. And now I have coaching clients and I'm able to help them love themselves and reach their goals. So yeah, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Learning to unleash my strengths has helped me in all those ways.
Talk about the benefit of coaching for you personally. I mean, I obviously the just so everybody understands, we don't, we charge for our time, we charge for our expertise. Honestly, I think we charge for our failures, but we what we do is we use this as an exchange of energy, right? I'm going to help you, and you're going to help me, and reciprocate. It's like breathing in trees. So we don't need to talk about numbers exactly, but what I'd like to know is for you personally, what is being able to coach people through these modalities here, especially with strengths, how has it helped you personally when you're working with people and being able to offer this kind of value? I'm curious about that from your perspective.
As a relationship builder influencer, right? And we'll talk about that when you break down my strengths. I don't want to give it all away, right? I want to watch you do your thing. Um, I love to connect with the right people and move them forward. So there is like this beautiful, like when I see my clients succeeding and understanding themselves and loving themselves and reaching their goals, it just fills my soul, right? I'm happy and like and the financial benefit because it's worth it. I am worth being paid for what I've learned. And that was one of the things when you're in the coaching program, it's like, well, what do you think you're worth? And the first time I was like, well, like this much. And you're like, and double it. And the first time because you're like, right. And the first time I was coaching someone, like we're in the car, we're coaching for free. And she was, it was a money abundance thing, right? And we were talking about different things. And I'm trying to remember exactly how it was because it was a while ago, but um I just dropped like, oh, I know what it is. Okay, affirmations. Affirmations are often hard. Like, I'm so rich, and your brain goes, no, you're not. You got $5 in your pocket, you got $20 in the bank, and you know, right? But if you turn it to the form of a question, why am I so rich? Well, you got $5 in your pocket, you got $20 in the bank, and you just got coaching from somebody who charges $150 an hour, and I just did it for free, right? And that was the first time that just popped out of my mouth. And I was like,
Right.
whoa, that's how much I charge? Like it just came out. And and then you go through variations. The more you learn, like your coaching, your costs, like what you give out is more than that. And so then what you start receiving is more than that. But that was my first experience of like, I am worth it. Like I'm worth this and more. So yeah.
That right there, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. And so when I was growing up, anytime we needed money, we would sell something, right? My mom was what people would call a hoarder, right? We had this backyard full of this stuff. And if we needed money, right, the mindset was, oh, let's look around and find something that we have a value to sell. And so what you're talking about, and I want everybody to understand the point of this, is that you are the what I would say the bottomless well of value to constantly generate income for yourself. And I want everybody to think that. Like I put up a post on my Facebook today about a really great offer I'm going to be putting out later, but it's about helping people understand that you are the value, you are the asset. And when you invest in this asset, you get your strengths and you get to know how to use that asset to help others forever. You only get more valuable. It's the thing that doesn't go down in value as long as you choose to fill it with God's word and ultimately sticking and committing to what he's created you to be. That's what I want everybody to look at. This is like you are the value and it doesn't run out. It's endless. So like Ronai, you need $5,000. If you need $5,000 in 30 days, you know exactly what to do. And it doesn't involve going around your house or in your stuff and trying to figure out something to sell. If you need $10,000 in the next 2 weeks, you know exactly what to sell. And it doesn't involve going to someone else and say, hey, can you give me money? It's like, I'm going to make a difference in the world. This is something that I learned many years ago. And for you, was that a mindset shift for you, or is that something you already knew?
No, it was It was huge because when you don't value yourself, I I call myself a collector of certifications, right? I'm a certified essential oil coach. I'm a board certified hypnotherapist. I'm a certified emotion code practitioner. I'm a certified Eddie Via Unleash Your Strengths coach. I'm a certified nutrition coach, right? I've been collecting all these certifications and they all have helped to create me into a holistic health coach, right? But you have to believe, or I had to believe that I was worth, I mean, I'm paying all this money for all these coaching programs. I know how much they cost. And now I'm like, oh, and because I've paid for this and I've done this and I've done this and I've collected all this, I have this wealth of knowledge. And for me to share that wealth of knowledge, I am worth it to have somebody reciprocate and pay me to share that knowledge with them.
If somebody were to tell you, do I get belief in myself with this certification? What would your answer be? Sorry, I just
Absolutely.
had a giggle for a second.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes, you do. If
You
you
know,
do the work, here's the thing.
that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Go
You can
ahead.
pay for it and not do it and then be like, it wasn't worth it. But you have to do the work and you have to be willing. Oh my gosh, you have to be willing to unleash all the things that have been holding you back, all those chains that have been holding you back, and step into it and do the work. And one of the things that I tell, because I've introduced several people to you who've taken your program, I'm like, don't don't be the one that sits there and just takes the notes and look. I'm like, if Eddie says, "Hey, I want to work with somebody," you jump in, you say, "Yes, me, pick me," right?
Yeah,
Because and it's painful.
yeah, yeah.
It is not pretty. I have ugly cried on video. I don't know how many times. But the freeing when you accept it and you go, "Oh," and you release those things and you're like, "Yeah, okay, got it." That's where the magic happens. So do the work and it's worth 5 times what you charge.
So that's why I love Unleash so much, right? So we go, we buy courses, we take trainings, we hire coaches, and what we're doing is we're internalizing, we're bringing it in. And what you're saying is that the confidence and the belief in ourselves happens when we do something with it. In other words, we unleash it, we let it go. It's interesting. It's kind of like when I think about unleashing, we take in all this information and we lock it up inside of us. It becomes leashed by saying, no one's going to accept this information from me, so I might as well keep it locked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
once you have that information, and like I told you, I took the program for me. I was not going to be a coach. That was
right.
like one of those things that I was like, oh, like I just need, and then it's like, why am I not going to be a coach? This is what I am. This is what I do.
Yeah.
I meet the right people and I move them forward because that is like that's what's in me that wants to come out.
Yeah, especially when you care about people, when you genuinely care about people, and then and here's the analogy, just so everyone understands. It happened to us. We watched it happen on stage this last weekend. There's a lot of videos where there's people that are like homeless, right? And somebody will come up to them and talk to them and interact with them, connect with them, and then give them a bunch of money. And what happens in almost every single situation is those people immediately want to turn and they get the experience, they get the gratitude and the love and the appreciation, and immediately they want to give it to someone else. In other words, the money itself is not the value. It's the value of being able to have something that can bless someone else.
Yeah.
We watched it on the stage. Remember the gal who got $100 handed to her?
Yeah.
And what did she immediately do in seconds?
She turned around and donated it to the Toys for Tots fundraiser that
Like
was happening.
in seconds. And that's what happens with strengths. When you get this experience of understanding and knowing who you are and knowing that you can apply it to generate an income, to improve your relationships and your health, you can't help it. You're just
Yeah.
like, I need to give this to someone. And that's what coaching is. It's giving that to others. This was really cool. I didn't know that we were going to talk this much about this, but these are some topics that
Good.
need to be discussed. Why
Mhm.
is it that when we receive something such a blessing, that our immediate thought is, let's give it to someone else, right?
Because you feel so good. You feel so good. You can't hold that to yourself. That's
Yeah.
selfish. So then you're like, okay, like who can I bless with this information because it's so cool. It changed my life, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Well, then let's go through your strengths and let's talk about how you have used them, right, to grow your own. your own relationships, your own health, and so on. So here we go. I've gone ahead and brought it up here, Ronan. Nobody can, I don't know if anybody can see Ronan here, but these are Renee strengths. And just so you all understand, this area here is the area that I keep trying to tell everybody and Renee, stay away from it. It's not, let's move that out of the way. Anyway, this area here is not your best self. In fact, this represents your least, your worst self. One of them in particular is analytical down there at the bottom. Renee, if I ask you to tell the world, I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I'm already enough in the eyes of God.
Absolutely.
Can you say that out loud real quick? And I'm going to bet you memorized it.
I don't have to prove anything to anyone because I am enough in the eyes of God. Like I don't have to
So
give
what?
all the information. Nope.
So I want you to think about before we started working together and before you understood what analytical at 34 really meant. Was that a shift for you to say, like, I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I'm already enough. Was that a
Oh,
shift for you personally?
huge shift. I was always told you need to get better at this and you need to bring the numbers and do this and understand those things. And I couldn't do that. I didn't, I, no, it was always a struggle and it was work. And when I got to let go of those, and I go all the way to 28, from 28 down, I was like, let it all go. Like that is not me, which is funny because those bottom five especially are my husband's top five. He and I are literally polar opposites. And so I was like,
Uh,
I don't have to do these things. If I need that done, I can go talk to Michael. He's going to help me with it because that's the thing. Find somebody who is good at those things so that you don't have to struggle with it.
awesome. Okay, so now let's go to this is so we're gonna go right from 34 all the way up to the top up there to number one, which is woo, which is win others over. And so what we're doing here is saying, okay, winning others over is a strength for you. It's a talent, it's a high energy process to go around, meet new people, and turn them into raving fans of you. And then we partner up this concept of I don't have to prove anything to anyone in order to win them over. What does that combination mean to you?
It means I get to just be me. And people are going to like me for who I am. And if they don't, they're not my people. Like, it's all good. And I used to be like, oh, well, that person doesn't like me. And I didn't even like the person. Why was I trying to work to get them to like me? So I could just let that go and be like, oh, got it. You're not my person. I literally had somebody at one point. I was talking with her and a friend, and I was like excited. And this woman looks at me and she goes, you are a lot. I need to walk away right now. You're like too much. So that's why that I'm like, oh, I'm a blessing when I enter or I'm a blessing when I leave. I love that because and when she said that, I didn't know all of this yet. So I was like, wow, that was really, really mean. But it wasn't mean. She was living in her strengths and I was overwhelming her.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. All right, so we talked about, so we went from we don't have to analytical, we don't have to prove anything, we can win over others. Let's talk about the tandem connection between your number five and your number one. What I always try to teach people is this is your number one combination of strengths to always go through everything, right? So let's talk about how activator and woo shows up in when it comes to whether or who to work with. Like, let's take a look at the scenario. I'm assuming you've been in a situation where you needed some money quick, and you knew that the first best way to do that is to bring value to people, right?
Yes.
And so, how does activator and woo help you, let's say, bring value to people to make a difference in their lives and a simultaneous difference in your bank account?
Oh, so activator is I have thought and I can put it into motion right away. Like I don't even need to know how to do it because my woo helps me to meet the right people. So I'm gonna have a thought. I'm gonna be like, I need to do this. How am I gonna do this? Oh, I know this person, or this person, and one of them is gonna help me because they love me. I had a thought on wanting to do a project, and I'm going to be super cryptic about it because this project is in motion. And I went to a high level person for this project, and I was like, "Hey, by the way, we're going to do this together." And this person went, "Okay," like
Just like
it was
that.
amazing. And this project is going to bring financial abundance to me and this person, and it's going to bless the lives of other people at the same time. Like all of my strengths are happy. But that's activator and woo.
That's it right there. And so when you think of activator and woo together, do you get like a download of a person? Like it's a person, right? It's like you get a name. Is that how it works for you?
For me, if you go to my number 10, it's connectedness. And
Okay.
especially after this last weekend, I actually really focus on and connect in with God. And I'm like, okay, who is it that I need to work with? Who do I need to connect with? Who do I need to contact? And I had done this before because I would say my prayers and be like, who can I bless today? Right. And I would get names or impressions or feelings. And so using my connectedness with my activator and woo, it all comes together.
So let's talk about relationships briefly. When it comes to there's a strength here that I want to talk about here, which is called achiever. And what a lot of people we don't often see as a relationship builder with achiever very high. Achiever on its own is a very self-centered strength. It's like, what do I need to accomplish? What do I need to start? What do I need to finish? What do I need to move on beyond, and so on. So benchmarks, finish lines, and so on are part of this. On its own, it's a very self-centered strength. But this many relationship building and influencing strengths in the top 10 indicates that there is a major focus on the needs of others, not just like others' needs for goals and their own, things that they want to accomplish, but also needs for connection, presence, or even connection with God. So what I'd like for you to kind of illustrate for others, how does in relationship builder influencer with connectedness and positivity and empathy use a strength that is self-centered like achiever?
Okay, so my achiever, here's a perfect example. I have earned the incentive trip for doTERRA 6 times. Like that's a pretty big thing to earn is this incentive trip. But the only way I could do that is by enrolling people to improve their health. So I worked really hard because I had a goal. I'm like, oh, I want to earn that. But the only way I can do that is if I help people, if I help improve their lives, if I help improve their health. The same thing, like I look at my achiever as when I'm working with clients too. I'm like, okay, how am I going to help my client reach their goals? I can't do it for them. But what I can do is I can lay out a path that is in their strengths that they can follow. It's not my path. It's their path.
I
Yeah,
see.
I love being
So,
able to, so what I love being a 5 relationship builder, 3 influencer. I love to do everything in a way that honors my desire to connect with the right people and move them forward. It does not, I have actually fired clients that weren't doing the work because I didn't feel like I was helping them achieve. I was like, if you're not going to do the work, you're just wasting your money with me. And
yeah,
that doesn't feel good.
yeah.
But if you want, I will come alongside you. I will help you. I'm not going to do the work for you, but I'm going to lay it all out and I'm going to watch you achieve so that my achiever is happy.
So I get then what I'm hearing, that for you, achiever is both selfless and selfish
Oh, totally.
simultaneous. What I hope everybody's understanding is that a relationship builder influencer with achiever is really about making sure that our relationships are progressing. If they're not, we need to change something. We need to make sure that you're getting what you want. If not, I'm not getting what I want. And in other words, I'm hearing you say that your achiever is for others first, and then you get to experience it for yourself,
Yeah.
almost like the gatekeeper of your success is what others choose to accept from you.
Yeah.
And I think what that does is that tells me then you've worked really hard at helping other people quickly trust you.
Yes. Yes.
That's been
Absolutely.
a thing for you.
My husband is always surprised because I will see somebody coughing or struggling with something in the line at a store, right? And I will walk up to them and be like, "Hey, I see that you're coughing. Can I help you? I'm a health coach and can I help you with a little something?" I'll put either a drop of oil in their hand and have them breathe it and they'll do it. Or I've given them peppermint beadlets and they'll put it in their mouth, like whatever I have with me. And my husband's like, "That person just like breathed something that
Just
you
let you do
gave
it.
them, just ate something that you gave them. They didn't know you from Adam." And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't it? You used to hesitate? Is that what you used to hesitate before doing something like that,
Um,
or hesitate more maybe?
so I would hesitate more. Now I don't hesitate at all. I'm like, no, this is
Yeah, I've
gonna,
watched you. There was no
I
hesitation.
I am more permission based because I used to just go up and put stuff on people.
Yeah.
With him, I would hesitate because again, he's a five executor, four strategic thinker. So he's like, oh no, we don't touch people, we don't talk to people, we don't, right? But for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, I would hesitate more when I was with him, and I would hesitate more than I do now. But now I understand I need to permission base,
Mm.
right? You saw me at the event. I was oiling people. But it was all like, would this be okay? And I had a couple people who were like, no, thank you. I'm like, okay, cool. In the past, I'd have been like, they don't like me, right? Now I'm like, okay, cool, got it. That is not for you.
Yeah. Okay. So good. I'm gonna break down your strengths now. I'm gonna kind of rapid fire these. And I just kind of want your takeaway. This is what I teach people how to do. Ronay is an expert at this. In fact, Ronay has got a great service where you can actually work with her. And there's a lot of different things she can do. One of the things she did for me was she created a hypnosis audio of my strengths that I listen to in the morning that gets me in alignment with my strengths first thing right away before I do anything. And I listen every morning, and it's amazing. So this is one of the many things you can get with Ronay. But here, by the way, she's got a link, and I put her link inside the comments so you can go see it. But what I want you to see here is what all of this means. First off, first and foremost, Renee's got 5 relationship building strengths, 3 influencing strengths, which means for her, it's about connecting deeply, and then finding out where you're at and helping you get from where you are to where you want to be. So connecting with the right people and moving those people forward is Renee's process, which means that she doesn't get to move you forward unless she's connected first. This is where that trust factor comes. How she does that best is she listens to her instincts. Activator is about impulsivity. It's about listening to God's commands, hearing who she's supposed to work with and staying obedient to that. Impulsively for others, but for her, it's guided. And then she immediately goes into the first process, which is to win them over. So we were talking about that trust piece must be established first. So I feel this desire to move this person forward, to connect with them, win them over is the number one process to help them see that she is a light. This is why she always comes with the bright eyes and a big, bright smile with those big, beautiful white teeth. You just come with so much joy that it's instant trust. Instant, for me, it's instant trust. And then when she's connected with you, then the empathy begins where she can literally feel the feelings of where you are without taking responsibility for those feelings. As you can see, responsibility is down here. It's not her job to manage your emotions. It's to measure them and see how can we help you be where you want to be. And then it's positivity, the joy of where you want to be. What Ronay then wants to do is find out, why are you excited about getting where you want to be? For her, that enthusiasm helps focus her to be more impactful to her, for you, thus for herself. Communication begins where she takes what she has felt and what she's experienced with your excitement, and she communicates it back to you so that you understand she knows. She gets it. She understands where it is, and she'll offer insight, perspective, which is what we all need when we're trying to get from where we are to where we want to be. We need perspective, y'all. We need to stop shutting people off because they're saying something we don't understand or agree with. Listen, and listening to people like Ronay is a genius thing to do. Just take it for my word for it. Once she's in that place, then it's go with the flow with adaptability. It's taking you, connecting with you step by step, hand in hand, arms locked at, side by side, and progressively moving through. What Ronay does is she carries the fear, that you're carrying, she carries it with you, where you can both ultimately release and say, God, take this fear while we take the next step. Sometimes we need help to unleash our fears and worries because we believe we need to hold on to them. Ronai is great at helping you release them. So she'll take it on with you and help you release it. A belief is a core value. This is where all these things that I just shared, this is in her DNA. She can't help it. If she fights it, it only hurts her and then it denies everyone else. So for her, this is a mission. This is a core mission. This is who she is. And this is who she's going to be forever and ever, the rest of her days on this life, and then pass this life into eternity. This is her job. This is what she's been called to do. For her, everybody is invited. That is includer. There is no filter. No matter where you are, she knows God loves you. Why would she have anything other than love for you if that's true? So includer is everyone is involved. We achieve the benchmarks that we have agreed upon, not expected. And then, of course, it is all connectedness, which means it's all happening for the good of all, for the future of all. She doesn't have to prove anything to you or anybody else. She doesn't have to be structured, routine, predictable, and she certainly doesn't need to be fair, just truthful and honest. She's not going to be concerned of whether or not you like her or don't like her, agree with her or don't agree with her, because she believes she can help you even if you don't agree with her. And then finally, overthinking with deliberative. She doesn't have to overthink anymore. Just simply go back to activator and woo. Trust the process, trust the mission, trust the call to make a difference in someone's life, and then take that first step and win them over. And win them over. She's won me over, friends, and I hope she's won you over today. Thank you, Ronai, so much for letting me do this and break down your strengths like this. Thoughts?
Thank you. Thank you. First off, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to hang out with me. Like after you break that down, I'm like, oh, that sounds so great. So thank you. And again, thank you for what you have done with strengths and what you will continue to do with strengths, because there's still so much more, right?
Yeah.
And I am just so grateful to have you as a friend. Thank you.
Right back at you, my friend. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you who are watching, I've got a fabulous offer that I'm going to be releasing today. So watch my social media. Make sure you're opening my emails, check my text messages, all those things. I send those out because I do have something amazing to offer. I have been commanded to make sure that every person on this planet knows their strengths and knows exactly as best possible how God sees them. And this is a fabulous way to be able to communicate that. Ronai and I, and so many of the people that I've coached that I'll be bringing on here, we know how to do that for you. And what we want to do is help you do that for others, because you're going to feel it. And it's going to make a difference in your health, your relationships, and your bank account. All of it. You get to have it all. You get to have it all. That's the whole point, right?
Pretty awesome.
So very cool. All right, my friends. So comment below if you're interested in hearing about it. It's really fabulous. Go to my Facebook page. I just posted a little bit of a hint to what it is. And it's expiring next Monday, so I can get people moving and working with us inside the Unleash Your Strengths community, which is amazing. So Ronai, once again, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
All right, everybody. We'll see you all on the next video.